guys, I'm Dipper.
How's it going, Midnight Gamers? Welcome to another episode of... Actually, I haven't done something like this yet. Yeah, so this is going to be something that I'm kind of trying to start, kind of going with the whole Midnight Gamer vibe, but I want to kind of make this like, kind of, not like a weekly thing, but I kind of want to do something where I have like artists, musicians, all that type of stuff, and just kind of maybe like throwing a little bit of game shit at the end, like we try to play.
Well, we could still talk about video games too.
But anyways, that aside, I have my very, very good friend Justin Satterfield. You may know him as Dipper.
A lot of people. So anybody who's known me before, my changeover to Dipper still calls me Justin. My wife will never call me Dipper, ever.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she's like, I'll never refer to you by that. And the way I got that nickname was just I love Gravity Falls just a little too much. Have you seen Gravity Falls?
No.
Watch Gravity Falls. So it's a Disney Channel show, and it has like a lot of video. Yeah, oh yeah.
Like Brink, you know.
Yeah, like it's.
But not Brink.
Disney XD, so they get away with a little more. But one of the characters is like the all-seeing eye, and it's really fucked up. And they refer to him. He's the only character on the show and referred to as a demon. Yeah, dude, it's fucked up.
And this is Disney. This is like before like Pirates of the Caribbean. And
no,
like,
this is after actually.
Really?
Really?
This is a recent thing then.
I think like 2016 the show started and ended in 2018.
Interesting. I actually need to check that out. So I mean, aside from being an old friend, you know, the real reason we have you is Justin is in an awesome local metal band by the name of Grizzly. How long have you guys been around for?
3 years? 3 years. So we went through some, at the very beginning, we're kind of slow. We're a slow burning band, so we only have 2 songs out now. We're trying to record the rest of the shit.
Which is sometimes better, you know what I mean? Just like take your time rather than just like try to pump everything out at once, you know?
Sometimes when you pump stuff out, it just doesn't have the feeling to it.
Right, so. Right. And if you don't feel it, it's
not worth doing.
It's nothing. It's
no,
nothing.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, Iggy Azalea quit touring because she was so tired of doing her own shit. I mean, I don't know why I threw that in there. It's probably because I'm a little stoned.
Hey, man.
I saw something about Iggy Azalea and I was like, all right.
You know, and that's the funny part too, because I was so confident about this earlier because I actually hit up Justin, was it last night? Maybe the night before, saying like, yeah, I kind of want to like have you on and kind of like try something new. And I'm like, man, I'm a little intimidated by watching the podcast that you were on. You know, look, you got the headphones and you're just
so.
And then Justin tells me that you guys were recording this on iPhones.
Yeah, so iPhones.
So it kind of put the pressure down. But you guys had like good sound.
Yeah, he's got.
I mean, we're audible right now, but you know, it's still like, I don't know, like the funny thing with Midnight Gamer, at least, is we started this page just under 2 years ago. And when we started it up, me and Bill, we started this like YouTube thing. We were called, wow, I'm having a brain fart here.
I think we need to smoke.
Oh, that's right. We had started a thing called Classic Kickback. Okay, so it was like a monthly thing to where we'd go on and hey, we start talking like this. We're gonna play this game. It's gonna be Streets of Rage. We're gonna see if we can do this. You know, blah blah blah. It's like kind of like a little joke thing. So we put out like a few videos, and after doing that for a while, our buddy Tom Vantel came up and he's like, "Hey, Classic Kickback? That's catchy. Can I use that for like a Facebook type name?" And we're like, no, it's kind of like our thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he ended up making a Facebook page called Midnight Gamer, and then immediately made me an admin. And then the Classic Kickback kind of died down, and Midnight Gamer was kind of formed out of that.
Yeah, you guys have getting I think I joined when you guys first started, and I'm quiet on there. I just like to watch from afar.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that because you don't get a lot of comments on stuff when you're doing live streams and stuff. I mean, sometimes you do, but you would be so surprised that people admit they're like, hey, we're kind of like a silent watcher. Like, I don't leave comments, I don't like stuff, but I read and I see everything.
Well, I mean, I Photoshop when I get a chance to.
Yeah, you know.
Made you Luigi.
And I'm sure, oh my god.
Shout out your
Shout out the page.
That you made the...
I made a Photoshop page just for shits and giggles, and I'll probably post this on there. Yes, Sasquatch, the art of the party is what I call it. It's just I get bored, so I sit there and I like to put myself in fucking random things. I like to do stuff with my friends. So I just kind of ran with it. And I'm hoping that all my Photoshops of Brandon Fraser with me in them gets me to meet Brandon Fraser. Oh, dude, I love Brandon Fraser.
I know what's your current profile picture? At least it's the one that I see in the messenger.
So it's him sitting on the couch with the chick from Blast from the Past, but I got rid of her because fuck her.
Yeah.
So it's me holding my cat, and then my buddy Brandon is my cat's face, and he's from a band called American Standards. And every interview that I've ever done so far, I've always mentioned American Standards. So we're 3 for 3 right now. But his face is my cat, and then it's me sitting next to Brandon Fraser on the couch.
That's rich. It's really rich, and I'm not sure where I saw it. I can't remember if it was a post, but you're influenced by American Standards in one way or another.
Yeah. So I really like Brandon, and I've always said this since I've been in the local band, because they've been around for even longer than us. There's a band called Right to Bear Arms, which we'll touch on the bear puns in a minute, but
we'll get there.
Right to Bear Arms, but that dude has always been the craziest motherfucker I've seen on stage. Like, that dude runs out in the crowd and wrap you up with microphones, and he's just nuts. He's good too.
You know, okay, I'm like a big sucker for live performances. Like almost to the extent that, like, I don't care if you give, like, a shitty a vocal presentation. If you're fucking that alive and that amped up on stage, like it fuels me. And that's why I've always been such a huge At the Drive-In fan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Cedric will straight up miss fucking entire fucking lines.
Just to go ape shit.
Just to go ape shit. But, like, you feel it and you're like, I don't care. Like, it's on the album, it's great. You know what I mean? But, like...
Speaking of that, you do have an At the Drive-In tattoo somewhere.
I have 3 At the Drive-In tattoos. Okay, so I got the one right here. And there's actually kind of a funny story here. I know you guys can't see this on the counter. On the film here, maybe I'll post pictures. But I originally got this because I wanted to put the boombox right here. This is before I knew tattoos and detail and all that stuff. So when I went to get the boombox, I'm like, yeah, put that boombox right fucking here. And he's like, well, it's gonna have to be like 8 times bigger than that, or you're gonna lose all your detail.
Yeah.
So I ended up putting it there on this part of my arm.
Sega.
And then I'm a Sega fanboy. You can't blame me. And then my 3rd At the Drive-In tattoo is off their first album. This is on the disc only. So, like, it's kind of like you would have to be a pretty big fan to, like, understand.
And then the offshoot of the Mars Volta tattoo that I shoot into.
Actually, Mars Volta was my first band tattoo ever.
So who do you like better, though? Was At the Drive-In or Mars Volta?
Okay. I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say At the Drive-In because flawless discography. There's never been an album that they put out that I'm like, this is perfection. Like, I mean, it's all just so perfect. After the 3rd Mars Volta album, I thought they just kind of, like, it just wasn't the same anymore. It was like they're trying to carbon copy everything they've been doing before. With At the Drive-In, it's always been like, no, we're this like angsty young kids, and we're gonna keep pumping out this cool post-hardcore, you know, like there was never a down moment that I've seen, anyways. And At the Drive-In actually recently reformed and put out a new album, and it's great. Well, I mean, it's been about 2 years, but I was going into it like kind of expecting it to be just kind of not garbage, but like, you know, you guys have been apart for 17 years.
Like Refused when they came back and they put out that album. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't Refused. It wasn't. Yeah,
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Fucking AFI went through the same thing. I can't listen to anything after Sing the Sorrow.
No, dude. Same with fuck, dude. Don't even get me started on AFI. Like, I'll probably get a lot of slack for that, but like, I really like. So, anything before Sing the Sorrow, you're absolutely is gold. Like, even Sing the Sorrow, I was on the fence for a while, but then I got into it, and then after that, like,
I got an Art of Drowning tattoo, so
that was
like,
one of the best
just,
albums.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But fuck Miss Murder, dude. That song was fucking terrible. Oh my.
But you know, it's also one of those songs though. Like you get bands, okay, because around that time they left Nitro Records, and they signed on to DreamWorks, which is a much larger label. And once you're a band that you get to that like level, it becomes a thing. You're like, okay, we're gonna have 1 or 2 songs in the album that's straight up fucking radio play. This is gonna be a song that's gonna be on MTV, and then the rest of the album is great, and you can tell the songs that they kind of dumb down.
I want to stop her.
No, it's supposed to be live. Stop. Keep going.
I'm cheesy like that, man. No, but yeah, I think me and you bonded in middle school over AFI a lot.
I think we just bonded in middle school in general. You know what? Actually, I think that's where we'll go. That's where we'll go right now. I met Justin in, I'm thinking 2003?
Something like that. I just
02,
moved.
03. We had, I know that I was in the 9th grade at Smith Junior High, and I think you're in the 8th grade at that time. And so I was the small little dude with the stutter that nobody.
An 8 symbol.
Oh, that's adorable.
I think this is weak penis, so I just a double weak penis movement.
There's a few things that I remember. We both lived in the same neighborhood. Now, I don't remember the exact day we met, but I do remember like us both being like, yeah, punk rock. And,
I think I had a Misfit shirt on because there was a time where I wore a Misfit shirt every day to school.
Mm-hmm.
And then they called me the Misfit at school.
Not only that, but I always remember you having like the black like kind of emo kind of hair. Yeah, just like that, but majorly shorter.
God.
And you always had your fucking bass guitar. You were always like walking around with your bass, and you like, I'm learning a new Misfit song on the bass guitar today. I'm like, really? And I'm like, fuck yeah, like, yeah.
Funny thing is, I don't even fucking play bass anymore.
Well, you know what? That's kind of another thing. Like, I would like to get into. Like, do you remember like the first band you got into? Like, was it like were you roped into it and you're like,
It was Saves the Day. Easily Saves the Day.
No, I mean like for you though.
Like
a band that you had joined.
Oh, that I joined.
Like your first band that you were in, just making shitty music. Can you go back that far?
I probably can. There's a few.
Do we need to build a time machine?
There's a band I was in called the Ferial Monument for a while. They fucking kicked me out, and then the new guy they had sucked so bad they brought me back. That was really my first band that I joined, but there was a band that I did join like halfway through where I like played bass, and I think they were called like something about scenes or some bullshit or something stupid. It was fucking terrible.
Do you feel like you were roped into that band? Like kind of I mean, did you see that you were capable, like bass-wise, enough to join that band?
Yeah, there was a band though, Bailey's Window. I don't think I was capable of joining, but I joined anyway, and I got a bunch of free fucking Rockstar. And Bailey's Window, if I mention them, some people might remember who the fuck they were. They had a big fucking pink moose on their shirt. I don't know why. I think I kind of wrote myself into that one, thinking I could do it, and I don't think I did.
I feel like I'm kind of beating around the bush because I remember the first band that I joined, and last I remember we were called the Zoinks, kind of like a play off of like, Shaggy,
Scooby.
And of course there was another band called the Zoinks out of Canada, and they called us out on like our first like live YouTube video. They were like, well, like where are you? And we're like, yeah, but we're not like a real band.
We're like a joke.
Like you guys are a real band. Well, the funny thing is Derek Schaefer?
Yeah.
Okay, so Derek came to me, and I was just kind of like, like daydreaming, and I'm like, dude, I would really like to like learn how to play some bass or something. And he's like, well, yeah, I'll teach you how to play bass. And so it turned out into him showing up, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna teach you bass. Do you know anybody that drums? And I had my buddy Sam that was with me. And he's just like, well, I learned the intro to fucking AFI's fucking, through bleeding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he learned that like that was his, like the extent of his drumming capability. So Derek's like, yeah, let's go practice. And it turned out that our first practice, he taught me some cheesy bass line to go with his fucking guitar riff. And the very next day we did our first show.
Oh.
Yeah, talk about pressure. I always laugh.
One more and then
Yeah.
I'll be done.
But I always laughed because, you know, for the first part of the Zoinks, I had such stage fright that I always played with my back facing the crowd. Like I was just too terrified.
I've never had stage fright, dude.
Never.
No, never. If I always got this mentality is like you either go big or go home. Like you either fuck up or you because like think about it this way, like you have a band to protect you. Like imagine a stand-up comic, dude. Like they go up there and they bomb. There's no one fucking bombing them. So that's I've always had that mentality. Like at least I'm not a stand-up comic because they got it 10 times harder than I do. So if you go out with that, like at least if I fuck up on a note, like my band's gonna be like, let's make it sound good. Because there's a part where I run out of breath and I'm like, fuck, I can't breathe. And I like look over and they're like, I'm like, oh, thank God. So like with that mentality, as long as you're a solid band, like that stage fright that you have shouldn't be non-existent.
Yeah, because you're confident in like what you're
more confident in your friends than you are of yourself.
And that's probably where my stage fright would come from, because it's just like you have a bassist and a drummer that has no idea what they're doing, and a guitarist that knows what they're doing completely, but they're like trying to carry you guys, so you're
like,
just
fucking
like,
stay in time. What are you doing?
No, and that would happen so many times. Like I look back now, I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's I think that's everybody goes through that at like one point. There was a band I played with. I don't think we even had a name. We just played a song, band at the Trunk Space. Like, they were so awful that after that show, I paid them what we made. Like, I split it up, and I was like, I quit. Literally, that was bad. That bad. I was like.
Next subject. Next to folk. Okay. All right. So we kind of vaguely talked about like each other's first bands. You remember the band that you started with. How many bands have you been in? Actually, that's a good question.
A lot. The main three that I remember the most was a band called the Pharaoh Monument, and of course, Right to Bear Arms. And then it's all Grizzly. I filmed it for a music video for Then It Hit Me, which is like an easycore band. They're really good.
I'll stop you right there. Easycore. And I'm kind of known as like a genre Nazi. Like it's like I'm just like that's not that. No, that's this. I don't think I've heard easycore before.
So I can describe it to you.
Yeah.
So it's taking the newer age pop punk. I'd say probably like after 2010's pop punk. So where that change came in. Because for us it was like Slick Shoes and shit like that, and then like Homegrown, and then it became like A Day to Remember. But I'm talking about like the Wonder Years, really like specifically those types of bands, like State Champs. You take the pop punk aspect and then put like heavy breakdowns and like chugs in it and shit. Yeah, there's a band called 4 Year Strongs I really dig.
That actually sounds interesting.
It's good. It's fun because you get the.
I mean, that concept's very foreign to me because like when I think of those two, it's like either or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like take hardcore and punk and like make it like way more mellow.
Right.
Still heavy, but
right.
mellow, and you're not talking about fuck the government. It's fast. It's just not. It's not punk or it's not hardcore.
It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle.
I like that.
No,
that's actually one thing I wanted to ask you. So, I just as far as names go, I think we were talking earlier, and you're in It's All Grizzly, but the band prior to that was the Right to Bear Arms, and that sounds dangerously close. And I think I asked you if they were the same band or just completely different lineup, different concept.
Different lineup, different concept, different sound, different perspective in life, I guess I say.
It just shared an animal.
Yeah, it just shares an animal because bear puns are the easiest fucking thing to come up with. I think a good band name will get you so far. So, like, Right to Bear Arms, like, oh, you're in the guns. Like, no, dude, we support bear arms on people, like actual bear arms.
Well, I'm kind of one of those guys that's like, I'm like a dad when it comes to puns. Like, I will make a fucking
like a dad
pun. Thank you, sir. The funny part is you're actually a dad.
I am a dad. I do not look like a dad. I walk around with my daughter and people just stare at me. It's fucking great.
Well, I'm actually not going to put you on the spot, but I remember before I even...
Please put me on the spot.
Yes, before I even approached you to be on this It Shall Be Named thing that we're doing right now, you saw one of my last videos that we did for the Midnight Gamer News. And you seem like excited, like you seem impressed. You're like, well, when can I do one?
I always want to come on here, but it's Christmas time, so I have a little bit of spare time to give. And then you're like,
right.
I was like, it seems like you guys got your formula down, which would you want you do. So I was like, well, if I go in there, I was like, we can make the best time of this. You know what I'm saying? Like that last thing was funny because he dressed up as Sonic.
Yeah.
Which is fucking brilliant. Like, and it's not Sonic. You look like Sonic, dude. And I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you look like
I look like a mistake.
You look like Luigi got a dog and then put a mustache on him and painted him like Sonic. He's like, it's Sonic! And he's like, Luigi, that's just a dog painted up like Sonic.
You know what's really...
I'm not calling you ugly. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all.
No, here's the funny thing about that. That's actually kind of funny that you bring that up. Because originally, for October, I was growing out the mustache because my buddy Gonzo, he had the mustache going. I'm like, listen, there's a fucking Halloween punk show that happens every year at the Yuck Attack Room. And it's like really cool cover band shit. So like a bunch of local bands will cover a band. So like one band comes as the Dead Kennedys and they dress up like the Dead Kennedys.
Pretty sweet.
So like any band that they it's
I'll
awesome.
give you connections.
There's always a Misfits band. They dress up as the Misfits. They do a full Misfits set. They're usually the last one. So like it's a big deal for us. Like we've gone more years than we haven't gone. And so, like, everybody dresses up and stuff. And I think the first year I went as Dead Hooker. That was just kind of my foray into the Halloween punk show, that was going on. So we originally did the mustache thing because him and I were going to go as Mario and Luigi. And I was going to be Luigi and he was going to be Mario. We had a little skit going. It didn't turn out into that at all. Right. So we had already filmed... the first Sonic episode that we did on Midnight Gamer News. It wasn't the one that you saw. Was the second one that we had already done. But the funny thing is it was just kind of a joke. I'm like, paint me up like Sonic, and like we're just going to do the episode. I'll just act normal. And it turned out that it was creepy, like unintentionally, like just creepy.
It was
and
fucking terrifying.
It ended up turning into this meme. And people were posting my fucking Sonic face on like bodies and stuff, kind of what you're doing with the whole thing. And like it became a meme, so we're like, okay, dude, we're gonna make buttons out of this shit. People bought buttons.
I need you in a pose like this so I can replace you on the Sonic poster and we fucking pull Sonic out. That'd be fucking brilliant.
So what happened is like, okay, I got the mustache. I'm like, you know what? Let's make this Sonic episode actually creepy. I'm gonna kill my buddy Joey. I'm gonna fucking choke him out on the fucking bed. And I'm going to lose my mind. It's going to be a weird, like, lunatic kind of scenario. Like, Sonic loses his shit. But I'm going to keep the mustache because people are going to fucking question that. What the hell is Sonic doing with the mustache? And I think that kind of provoked when we actually did, like, the news part of the episode. I gave Sonic a voice like this. You know what I mean?
I don't think you should get rid of the
Life is shit from wall to wall. You know what I'm saying?
You sound like an old dude in the Bronx that just like
right.
I've seen some shit.
And now I'm a plumber. You know.
I got some.
Did you burn your little eye holes
I got some
Ned?
in my eye.
Oh, Justin.
I can't do a British accent, so I can't join in on the fucking fun.
Try.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
It's like I have a Cockney accent. No one wants to hear a Cockney like talk sexy to them. Like hello.
Hello. You're right. And you go through. It's very proper if you try to talk to me. I just want to love you, love. You know.
I think I could do a little bit of Elvis.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey there, pretty mama. Man, I'm pretty. That's more of a Johnny.
Yeah.
That's more of a.
I was playing Arkham Asylum, and when you dodge and like crouch at the same time, he's like, huh, huh.
And I'm like, is that Johnny Bravo on the screen right there? Oh, pretty mama.
Hey there, pretty mama.
Yeah, that's good. That was.
So you were talking about something earlier, and I couldn't remember. Oh, the Misfits.
Yes.
I would love to hear Bing Crosby do a Misfits cover.
Wait. Who?
Bing Crosby.
I know the name, but I'm not making.
So he's like a dude from like the 40s. Like he used to sing with the Andrews Sisters and all that shit.
Oh.
So does it know?
We are 138.
Oh yeah.
Like just like.
We are 138.
Like, they're really good.
Through the eyes of Tiger. Like kind of like a voice like that.
Like a lounge singer.
Yeah.
Just very baritone.
I have the right voice set for that. Because I can get that real deep sound, and I don't know why, but it just happens. I'm a little guy with a high voice, but this is my fake voice.
You should do infomercials with that voice.
Infomercials. I actually really want to do voice acting. Like,
Do it.
like that's been in my head because I can do anything from that deep voice to the, you know, like, you know what to do, yes.
I should set you up with my guitar player because he can do. You two would do voices all day long. Like I can't do any. I play in a metal band and I can't do any voices.
But you can scream properly. I remember I sent Justin. I had a band for a very short time called My Stepdad. And yet, how the name came about is really fucking funny because we had a total of 3 practices. Okay, so the first practice was like my first like foray into even trying to scream, and I was trying it very shittily, and I'm like, oh, I'm loud enough to where this could be conveyable, and so like after like 10 takes, we wrote a fucking shitty song, and then we had another practice about a week later, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna kind of try and lower my tone. We wrote a pretty cool song with shitty vocals, and then we had one other practice, and it was just practicing those 2 songs that we had made. And during the course of that, we're like, what should the band name be? And for some reason, during that whole thing, I kept bringing my stepdad up. Like, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd come over tomorrow, you know, if my stepdad gave me a ride, you know, and I'd be like, oh yeah, my stepdad's a drummer too, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, by the end of it, you're like, my stepdad.
My stepdad.
That's been the topic of the night. Why not? You know, maybe we're drunk. Who knows?
I honestly didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
what's happened
now
back.
you know the true Hollywood story
Of, my
of the
stepdad.
3-day
Real
back.
quick, post the picture of Jeff with the fedora on his.
Oh my God. Yep.
The good old days.
We will post this up on editing, but our first band photo was during our second practice, and we were really happy with the song that we wrote so quickly. It was like an hour we were there, and like we had made a song and recorded it. And so we went out, and like we were all about to leave. Fucking Greg was gonna take me home, and Noodles had lived there at the time. I was in this band with Josh, by the way. And so we go out there, and we're like, oh, we just wrote a dope ass song. We need a band photo time. So Greg fucking puts the fucking camera on the thing. He's like, he put it on a 20-second timer, and we all got in frame. And he's like, all right, we got 20 seconds from now. And he runs over, and like when it hit like the 10-second point, I fucking took my pants and my underwear off, my shirt off, and I took off my fedora and I stuck it over my dick, and that was the picture. It was freezing. It's like as cold as it is now, maybe colder.
That's not cold outside.
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, Jersey boy.
And you know what the funny thing is like you've been showing your dick for years. To
Yeah.
me. I think I've seen your dick more times than I have fingers. I've seen Jeff's dick a lot, so.
That's what
It's
I've
happened.
heard. That's what I've heard.
I
wasn't with him in his crazy days.
Yeah, Jack and I have been together for 5 years.
I'm glad I wasn't with you. Fuck you.
Well, you're talking my early 20s.
Yeah,
I'd be pissed at you.
This
I'd be
is
like, fuck
before
that guy.
before we grew up.
Yeah, this
Maybe
was
I
when
should
we
have
were-
met you before we grew up. I'd be like, fuck
And then
this
you
guy.
realize what you're in store for.
I would have been rich by now.
I've never been super crazy. I've just been kind of an asshole, and now I'm not an asshole.
You know, it's no, you okay. Here's something, and I'm not throwing you under the bus because you're a wonderful,
Yes.
positive, amazing person. No. Because
That
it's
was
so
a little
positive
bitch.
and amazing.
Just
No.
fucking say it.
Okay, so I remember watching the podcast with your buddy, and he's like, "Yeah, on Facebook, you've been like this gleam of positivity, and I've seen that. Like every other day, you're just like, you know, you're beautiful. I hope you have a great day. You're awesome, whoever you are." And I love that. And then like 3 posts later, it'd be like, "All right, this fucking band sucks. This cartoon's retarded."
So, and I can actually explain that.
No,
Cause, like,
it's a balance though.
it's a balance. But the thing is like, the reason I do it is because people get mad about it, and I'm like, dude, this is just my opinion, and you're just in it giving me fucking so much entertainment.
It's like hashtag unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I've stopped that though lately because I realized.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to stop it.
I didn't know. I'm not stopping it because of my own
because when somebody like posts and they're like, okay, you're wrong about this, and you're like, yeah, this wasn't so bad. I'm just being a dick. Like that's kind of my sense of humor. So like I can relate.
There's still bands that I'll talk like. There's like some bands that I was like, I shouldn't even really worry about them, but like there's some bands out there that just can't fucking stand.
See, but and like like even if there's like a band or something that like in your mind you're like, they're okay. They're not my favorite, but they're okay. You're gonna be like, this band sucks.
Oh,
and you just want to see people get riled up.
I do.
And it's so it's fun because you don't mean any harm by it. No. Because when they like reply to it, you're like, you're not like, well, you're fucking stupid.
No,
you know what I mean?
Like
it's always like, I'm just fucking around, guys. Like, come on, like, we're having fun here.
The reason for it is like, who am I to judge what people like? The only thing that I like that pisses me off is like people who are hateful. I don't like hateful people, man.
Yeah, and it's like, it's one of those things. I feel like our generation, I mean, especially the one now, but I think our generation kind of started that.
I haven't touched Jeff in a long time. Give me
nice.
a minute.
It feels nice.
Your hair's soft.
Is it soft? Because I washed it today.
It's beautiful.
So
Yeah. It stays this soft for like 24 hours, then it's fucked.
Yeah, dude. Mine, I got dreads going on in the back. My daughter likes to climb on my head and like fuck with my hair. So.
Well, she's got a whole head of dreads. Imagine how she feels.
Yeah, but she's also not like a white dude who looks like a lumberjack.
No, seriously.
You're not a white dude?
I flip my shit like.
It's evil.
I know, right? I just don't. I like. There's like. It's so weird because I feel like I get slack back for this, but like, I'm a white dude with dreads. All that speaks to me is like, how much pot do you have stored on you right now?
What they call
You smell like
cookies?
patchouli.
Yeah, you smell like patchouli oil.
Okay, you know what? Here's where I'm going to jump with this. Maybe we'll kind of try to close this out in like the next 10 minutes or so. So we already started talking about It's All Grizzly, and then the right to bear arms. How did that like transformation happen? Like, I mean, let me rephrase this. How did It's All Grizzly start?
Funny story actually. So I'm a huge Every Time I Die fan, and there's always been that kind of sound that I've always wanted. Is that southern sludge, just weird.
It's funny that you say that because I'm not horribly versed with Every Time I Die, and when I was in junior high, I bought the album. I think it's Hell Yeah, or
it's either Hot Damn,
and like it wasn't my style at the time. Like it kind of gave me a little bit of vibes of a band that I really liked at the time, but like a dumbed down version, and it was the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh yeah, they're really good friends with each other.
Okay, cool. So like it gave me that kind of vibe, but like I'd started with Dillinger, and then like I'd gotten that, and I'm like, oh, this is really good, but like it's not as like mathcore.
Yeah, they were more grind than anything.
But a song that always stuck in my head on that album that like till this day gets stuck in my head, and I don't even know the band that well, is thank you God for that oil slick.
Oh,
for
fuck.
my bad aim. For now I'm lonesome.
I can't remember what song that is.
The greatest lovers will murder us first.
Fuck, what song is
it? See,
I've been listening to their newest album a lot lately, and it's all been burned in my head.
So yeah, the only thing I know is Hot Damn, and that really stood out to me. But I feel like it didn't connect with me then. But like nowadays, you get in your 30s, you're just kind of like hearing things differently.
Oh, dude.
I mean, you made a big transformation yourself.
So, like, Saves the Day will still always be my favorite band, but I used to be like an emo kid, like hard.
Yeah.
Fucking emo power.
And
I never was like that, but I knew I was a sad kid.
I remember when we were in junior high, if it wasn't whiny, it wasn't good enough.
No, if you don't whine, it's shit. Dashboard Confessionals, I love. Now I've pulled into like thrash metal and like I like death a lot,
Yeah.
which is like shit that I was like
It's funny. Okay, I'm gonna come out on this because we did bond in junior high over Saves the Day. The first album in particular, or was it the second? Was the first?
I think it was the first one because it
Right.
was more like.
And like, so we were in that like awkward kid stage, and we were like, girls like us, it's so sad. And we chill and we like listen to Saves the Day, smoke a little weed, and be like, man.
You're the first person I ever smoked weed with.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, and then I stopped for a really long time.
And I just never stopped.
Yeah, now I'm like an advocate for it. I got like Crohn's disease and shit. Like, that's like my go-to medicine for everything. Like, I don't like, okay, like big pharmacy does like whatever they do, but like I don't think they should give fucking force-feeding painkillers down people's throats and antidepressants.
Absolutely not.
Like antibiotics and shit, that's cool. Like I get that, but like. Oh, hey, you stubbed your toe. Let me throw some Percocets at you. Like,
right.
So, like, we just
take these for a few weeks. Good luck with the come down.
Yeah, but we're
probably gonna buy some heroin because it's cheaper.
Exactly. Like, fuck that.
Like,
no, like, just give me weed. Give me weed.
I guess where I was going with this is it's astonishing to me that you went from that to like where you are now with It's All Grizzly. I've only heard 2 tracks from you, and what was the name of the first video that you guys released?
That one's called Beast of the Night. And
Beast of the Night.
something and you never do it and you wonder why you're stuck at the end of my life doing nothing. So
that's a good message.
All my songs have weird metaphors.
here's the thing with me, and like I love that song. I totally dig it. And I think we're kind of having like a banter back and forth, and I'm like, well, you guys are just kind of like a metalcore band, and he's like, no, it's not like that. I mean, maybe that song, you know. And you had sent me your second track.
Same Sins, Different Devil, I think.
Yes. Same Sins, Different Devil. And it popped on, and it was like an orgasm to my ears at first, because I'm like, this is like a doomy, sludgy, kind of southern, just like, I was like, dude, this is like Weed Eater.
Yeah.
Like it gave me a Weed Eater vibe, you know what I mean?
So we kind of like pulled from those different bands too, because like I might like Every Time I Die a lot, but like one of my guitar players, his favorite band's Black Sabbath, and the other one he's like into like pop and like doom and like all these weird messages.
Just the fact that your guitarist is a big Sabbath fan, I think that's like, I mean, I know what you're into, but I think that's a huge influence on that. Because I mean, that's where it's just at. I mean, Sabbath was kind of responsible for like the creation of doom before it was doom. You know what I mean?
Dude, they were like responsible for metal in general.
Well,
like,
yeah, of course.
But if he never cut off his finger, what's his face? That never would have happened.
And that's exactly how they got that sound.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they made it work so well for themselves.
Sabbath is one of the like. So my guitar player really got me into it because, as you know, it was punk rock and sad music for me. But then I hated Nirvana for like the longest time, and my guitar player Ben is like, no, dude, like actually check out their discography. Now I like Nirvana. It's weird, like my whole. I
get kind of like, you know what I'm gonna do right now, because this has been a pretty long, pretty good thing. Would you like to come on for a sequel sometime?
Oh yeah.
To like our conversation, just kind of pick up from where we left off, maybe go into other things.
I would love to.
Aww.
You're so pretty.
Can I get a hug?
Yeah. I'd love to hug you, Luigi. You do.
It's me. I'm so happy.
You look like Luigi, dude, but like you look like the fun version of Luigi.
And you look like Chewbacca. That's
fine, dude. I've gotten Fat Thor, Chewbacca, Jesus. The worst one I ever got, and this broke my heart so much. Billy Bob. Not Billy Bob. What's Achy Breaky Heart guy? Billy Ray Cyrus. Oh god, that broke my fucking heart.
No. You don't know what heartbreak is. Like happy is me getting Luigi. Ron Jeremy is not something I want to
That's bad. Damn.
Alright guys, so we're going to cut this off right here. It's not completely over because I think we're going to live stream for about 20 minutes. At least I'm going to make Justin play whatever the fuck I want him to play because he's on Midnight Gamer, right?
Yeah,
right.
There's that weird Saturn.
Probably do some Saturn gameplay. So you guys have a good night, and if we don't talk to you, we will talk to you
later.
Soon.
Friday?
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Friday?
Cut! Where's my phone at?
Jeez, why are you a diva right now,
I am the diva. Okay, we are officially live. I'm here with my very close friend, Justin Satterfield, aka Dipper Satterfield of the awesome local metal band. It's Old Grizzly. Justin, talk for a minute while I share this stream to a bunch of pages. I'm putting it on you, bro.
What's up, dudes? So I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Next Saturday, the 28th, we have a show at the Grid.
Ooh.
It's punk rock night, and we're not a punk rock band, so this is gonna be fucking fun.
You know what's great about the punk rock community out here, though, is they're very open-minded to metal.
Oh yeah, they're very humbling and very nice people, and I love them very much.
With my very close I hear myself.
You can hear yourself.
Yeah.
How do you like it? That's what it's like being a musician.
It
where
says,
you can
"Hey,
hear
what's
yourself.
up, Chuck D? How you doing, man?"
Chuck D.